It's been a long while, hasn't it, guys? It's been a long fucking while. As you can see, scenery has changed. Um, I haven't even talked about it. I haven't even addressed it. And it's been almost a month. Actually, I think it has been a month now. So, Dad's gone. And it's, for me as a person, I don't like leaving things unresolved. It's one of the lessons that I have to learn in this life that we're given. I just want to know why. On me. Anyways, I've said it in different emotional states over the last few years. Shit, you guys literally heard him attack me. Not once, but twice. This is not me speaking ill about the dead, by the way. It's a legitimate question. It's a legitimate question. How is it, hi guys, how is it the people that actively pushed me to be the take action. Nothing happens unless you make it happen. You were diagnosed to never walk, Dustin. If you want to walk, you have to do it. How? And I know a lot of people are going to be like, he was old, he was tired, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't. If you want that explanation to make it easy on yourself, by all means, go ahead. Have fun with it. But literally, he was diagnosed at stage 2 esophageal cancer. And he drug his feet the whole time. He did 1 round of chemo. Never went back in. Listen to this. Never went back in to do his plasma treatment so he would feel better. He did 1 treatment and he tapped out. His sister is, 10 or 15 years older than him? And she went through 2 rounds with stage 4 cancer, and she's still here. he was tired. He blah blah. All these excuses are to make yourself feel better. Just like his wake was more for all of you than for him. Because if it was really about Dad, we would have gone to the lake. We would have taken our fishing poles. We would have grabbed a case of fucking beer. And we would have sat out on the island that he loved to go to every single fucking weekend. And we would sit out there and fish and get fucked up because that's what Dad would want to do. But again, like, I want to know why this is Bizarro World all of a sudden. I want to know why the people that have pushed me and guided me are not the people that I thought they were. And it leaves you questioning a lot of things because he never, until he, understand this, like, how long ago is this now? It's 71, 72. So this is like 2 or 3 years ago. Up until the cancer, that man never missed a day of work in his fucking life. Not ever. If something had to be done, give it to me, I'll do it. That's where I get it from. That's where I get that trait from, right? That's fuck all of you. You're all stupid compared to me. Just put it in my hands. I got this. Like, step back. You're making things more complicated. I got this. That's where I got that trait from, was him. So, how do you go from that type of person, the type of person that I don't even emulate, like, I'm naturally like that, like he was. How do you go from that to just, I'm done? And you didn't even fight. When my whole life it was fight, fight, fight. You want to walk? You got to do these stretches. You want to walk? You got to do these exercises on top of those stretches. You want to walk? You got to deal with the pain. I don't. And because I'm never going to have closure on this, I don't. I haven't been able to cry. I haven't been able to mourn. I like, I don't know. It's just anger. And I don't get why. Life sucks. We all know this. All right? If I got anything out of this experience, it's this. We all have fucked up lives. Something will happen to every single person that will mentally, if they allow it to define themselves the rest of their lives. I don't. I hate that. I hate not knowing. As a person that if I have a question, there's always an avenue for a fucking answer. There is always an avenue for a fucking answer. And I will never get one on this. You're tired? You don't want to fight anymore? Then why did you make me fight for 44 fucking years up until this very second? Why did it take something like cancer to expose the real you? Always having to be the hard ass. Always having to pick a fight if somebody wasn't willing to stop arguing with you just because you got loud. I don't. I'm looking at it through a keyhole right now. All right, so give me a little bit. Dude, it's been a month. It's still fresh. I just don't. I don't. What's going on, guys? Just doing a little catch up. Talking a little bit, I guess. And every spiritual practice, except for Catholicism and Christianity, and then that monad-based system that you know came from where, New Babylon, and all that good shit. Everybody says the same thing. And New Age spirituality just took all this shit, slapped a sticker on it, and claimed it as their own when they don't own any of these theories. They all come from other places that they just consolidated in one place in the 70s. And because most people are not old enough to know that, and most people are too ignorant to even want to discover what the truth really is, because that requires doing work. If we chose these lives, if these lives are designed by us, if they're written by us, if they're operated by us, the first step they always say is discovering your purpose, right? My purpose has been very clear to me on many levels my entire life. Like, were you shoved in the spotlight at 4 years old? No, that was me. Um, I, I I know what my purpose on the macro and the micro level is, but the one question beyond anything, how fucking insane is my soul to want to choose a life like this? A life of constant pain, a life of manipulation and illusion. No one is literally who they claim to be. But yet, if I act anything other than genuine and authentic, people are like, that double standard, right? I just don't. Why? I don't. I just don't. I don't. I really. a lot of it's just a month later and I'm still trying to work through this. Shit, a month later and I haven't even cried. I haven't even been able to mourn. It's just take care of dad. Dad's gone. Gotta find another job all of a sudden. Found one. This is what I mean. Like, if you've been following me for any amount of time, it requires active participation. It requires you actually doing the work. No one's going to show up and do the work for you. If you want out of that hole, you got to make the fucking climb. Because you're the one that dug it a mile down, so you got to climb a mile up. Got the job. Everything's straightened out. It's just, I don't know. It's, I don't know what to think. Because this whole experience has exposed so many things. And you have seen me genuinely, authentically, and emotionally react to all of those situations. Like, did my parents really push me because they didn't want to have to deal with a disabled child? They didn't want to have to take the extra steps to take care of me if I couldn't actually walk? Like, those are the... When somebody that has presented themselves to you as an authority, as the end-all be-all, like if you don't have the answer, come to me. I got the answer for you. Like, I'm the badass. Like, I don't back down from bullshit. And then all of a sudden, just... That's not really me. That was never really me. It was an act. So you created me in the image of what you were pretending to be. Now I get why we never got along. Because you pretended to have everything always under control. You pretended to be intelligent. And of course, that first crack happened when I was 15. You made me look like a fucking moron in advanced placement. Yeah, when that crack showed for the first time, I was like, oh shit. Like, I'd always known my parents were a little childish. Always wanted to party on the weekends instead of save the money and actually think about your future. Oh no, I can work under the table. We'll have more money. Yeah, but what happens when you're 73 and you can no longer work and you don't have Social Security because you decided to work under the table the majority of your career? It's all these things that are just in front of your face, like right there. And you just, I don't know if you willfully ignore them or if you're just blind to it. Like, everybody's got a blind spot, right? I don't know if it falls under a blind spot for all of us. But I don't know. It's so fucking weird, guys. Because I sat here last time and I told you I could trace when this all started. Not the cancer or anything like that, but this this weird little deja vu fucking bizarro world shit that I'm going through, where the masks are dropping off and no one is who they say they are. And because no one is who they say they are, and they're all pretending to be who they want the world to see them as, you think I am. I think I've already established, though, I'm in too much pain the majority of the time to pretend about anything. You all can pretend to be whatever you want. I am this because I say I am. Mine is a lived experience. It's much different. My experiences actually shape who I am. Because I don't take my experiences for granted. I was told I would never walk. So I made myself a promise when I was a child, a very long time ago. I would embrace life, everything about it, the highs, the lows, love, hate, success, failure. All these things that the ancients would tell you is natural for a human being to want to embrace. Because if I'm going to live in as much pain as I'm in since I was fucking born, there is no other choice than to embrace this life and wring every last little experience you can get out of it. It's very weird to come to the realization that you are literally the person that all these motherfuckers pretend to be. But you're not pretending, because yours is lived experience. It's not trying to escape some cowardice or some shame. All right? No. Like, I'm not pretending. Like, this is, you've seen, I'm unfiltered 100% of the time. You've seen me get batshit crazy. You've seen me be depressed. You've seen me be normal. You've seen me be angry. You've seen me be intellectual. Hopefully some of you have learned fucking something. And what did I tell you? Everything has a purpose. I've told you the whole time that this was never about regrowing the channel. I got curious along the way to see if I could do it, and it started. But I wasn't going to let ambition override me this time. If you guys would have been around about 10 years ago, you would understand. I can, regardless of what I say about my ex and her family and my family and everybody that had a hand in everything that happened, at the end of the day, it was my fault that I lost my family. I took my eye off the ball. I got too comfortable. I took my hands off the wheel. I got too... I love to play with fire. What can I tell you? But why... Did you make me this way? Just so you wouldn't have to worry about me? Because you didn't want to deal with a disabled person? You didn't want to deal with the responsibility? I mean, obviously you didn't, because as soon as I turned 18, I had to go to the Social Security office and fill out paperwork for myself for my disability. That's how much you did not care. When most caring, responsible, empathetic parents would have the disability for their children within 6 months of them being diagnosed as disabled. All these revelations I did not want. And then, get this, right? Get this. The day after he died, my brother didn't even come to me. He went to our mom, right? And said, Dustin needs to get a job now. These words are coming out of the mouth of somebody who has never had to look for a job a day in his life because every single job he's had has been given to him. Kind of like dad and everybody else in the family. I'm literally the only one that knows what it takes to earn a job, to go through that process, to have to interview, to have to not only impress but shine just with words in order to get a job. When that motherfucker has either had a job because of dad, has had a job because of me and the friends that I know, has had a job because of mom and the friends that she knows. Even my other brother has never had to interview for a fucking job in his life until he was in his 40s. Which he is barely in his 40s. I don't even want to fucking hear it. It's like my cousin telling me at the wake, like, oh yeah, us 40-year-olds, and I'm looking at her like, chick, I might not have seen you in like over 20 years, but I grew up with you. Like, I know how old you are. You're not in your 40s. Why are you trying to lie to me? Last time I checked, I'm the only one in this family in their 40s. Last time I checked. I mean, the other brother just reached 40. So, I mean, I can't say that anymore, but, like, stop giving yourselves too much credit. Stop it. But, yeah. So, that was fun. Being told I need to get a job immediately by somebody who has never actually had to look for a fucking job. That was awesome. You know what was even more awesome? The fact that I've been looking for a fucking job for 4 years. So guess what happened? He makes that demand, and literally the next day, oh, universe, Dustin, here's a job. There you go. You get to manage Lifeline. You get your own territory. I'm literally stepping back into the same life that I left. So for all of you that want to complain about the shit that you've been through in your lives, maybe you need to sit down, take a third-person look at your own life the way I did, realize that it's you that's the fucking problem. Even though people are shitty to you, it's because of your own shitty attitude. And change it. And maybe, just maybe, right? Just maybe, it'll actually work out. But you have to take accountability. You have to be genuine. You have to be authentic. Does not mean you need to be an asshole or a prick or a bitch. Yeah, that's just excuses for people to be narcissists because they don't know how to be any other way but shitty, right? And then I got nothing else to do right now, right? I got nothing else. So I'm going to sit here and take care of people that talk shit about me, that feel like they can demand anything out of me, And at the end of the day, because anybody, even a child, can just flick me and I die. You expect that I'm just gonna go along with it? You don't know me very well. You don't know me very well. I mean, hell, 2/3 of your animals are now mine. You think if you moved out tomorrow, Crew and Stella would go with you? No, they would openly choose me. Because I'm the one that put in the work. All you do is intimidate. You bully. I actually learn the soul. I figure out what that soul wants. And then I find a way to give it to that soul. Do you think that counts more? Or your intimidation counts more? No, they're going to go with the consistency. Hi, me, surprise. But then again, why would you be consistent? Why would any of you be consistent? You weren't born with a disability. You didn't have to learn structure and discipline and a schedule and a routine that you had to do gruelingly extensively just in order to walk. Yeah. You know, I never got why they called it the long road out of Eden when it really is more of a negative connotation. It should just be the long road out of hell, honestly. But hey, people think they're being clever, just like everybody wanting to feel important, taking shit that's hundreds and thousands of years old and repackaging it just so you can make a couple bucks off it and calling it your own and saying like, oh, I discovered this piece to add to it and blah 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 blah. The human condition is such bullshit. You're all pretenders. You're all children. No one knows what the fuck they're doing. You fake it till you make it, right? Fake it till you make it. And that means that real motherfuckers out there, the ones that have been through actual fucking trauma and come back, but those are few and far between. So usually the ones, which is all of you, the ones that fake it till you make it, you won't feel incompetent most of the time because you won't experience somebody like that. But if you get somebody like me, you're going to feel small a lot, and you're going to act childish a lot. So yeah, how about them apples? How'd that go in James Silent talking about? How about them apples? Applesauce, bitch. No one can ever say I was handed anything in life. Everything I've ever had and then been taken away from me, I clawed and I fought for. I bled for that shit. No one took it as seriously as I did because no one embraced the experience the way that I have. I was never supposed to walk, so the fact that a normal woman wanted a relationship with me, wanted a family with me, I got to have kids with her, you will never embrace the human experience the way that I have. Never. You guys play with the stakes of your lives. And you don't even know what the stakes are. Isn't that sad? Everybody always running around wanting to know what their purpose is, but no one ever actually doing the work to find out. I can see why people like me are intimidating to people like you. I can see why. So, yet again, I get to climb out of my hole just to cover somebody else's ass and make them look better. While I do all the real work. Because this motherfucker doesn't want to sacrifice his position in the company because he's going to be a manager one day. Um, I've been a manager at every position I've been at. I've never gone longer than 90 days before making that manager position. That if you're going to be a manager, like, he would have already done it. You're being used. Eastern promises, right? And this is also a boss that has not paid him in over 2 months. And he still goes to work because he's going to eventually pay him. So, yay. I don't just get to go back to work. I have to go back to work and fucking kick ass immediately. Because we can't trust them. And yet again, you want to ridicule me, you want to talk shit about me, but at the end of the day, you got to put it in my hands if you want anything done. While I'm back there behind the scenes tinkering like the fucking Wizard of Oz, making sure everything works and goes fucking smoothly. So you can just sit out there and be like, yep, I took care of it. Mm-hmm. Just like you saying that you took care of Dad, right? But you would disappear for days on end. Who ended up taking care of him? You know, the one that offered to be his caregiver? You know, the responsible one? But you said no because you wanted control of the money. You wanted to be able to spend it on whatever you wanted and not being able to be told that you weren't getting any of it. How'd that work out? You got $7,700 every week. If you're stressing so much that I need to go back to work right now, what the fuck did you do with all that money? And what was your reasoning for telling me no? Oh yeah, no, we need every cent. We can't afford to let your child support. Okay, so because I'm the best one for the position, you're still gonna have me do the job, but you're gonna take the money, so none of it gets taken out, and my responsibilities get fucked. Thanks. Yeah, I basically worked for free the last 4 fucking years. Well, not 4 years, but like 3, 2 or 3. I said that already. Sorry, I'm angry, so I'm exaggerating. Um, I basically worked the last 3 years for fucking free, just being like to make sure that he fucking lived. And I was willing to put up with all the bullshit, and then he pulled that shit. He went for one treatment, never finished the other 3, never did the plasma, never did what he's supposed to do, and he just tapped out. And that's when I was like, I'm done. Like, you all are fucking incompetent, you're idiots, so I'll be here, I'll take care of all your little shit for you, and I'll be here to take care of him. But no, I ain't. That was the point where I pulled back. You would have heard me say a lot that I love them more than they love me, and it's fucking sad. but it's fucking true. Because they pretend to have that resolve. They pretend to have that conviction. They pretend to have that can do. Not can do attitude. Can do. Everything is just a problem. And I like problems. I like coming up with solutions. Again, something that you pretend to be, but I really am. It's not you looking up boring shit 99% of your lives to make yourself smarter. That's me. Just because I have a random thought in my head, like, oh, where'd this come from? Oh, here we go. That's why I tell you, your deep dives are like light skims to me. Like, I will learn every last little thing about every little thing and then still feel like, no, there's got to be more. That's how this big ass brain works. And look at you, even now, still disappearing. Where are you? Hmm? I mean, I know I'm a hell of a manager, but why the fuck am I managing your goddamn life so you can. I hate when my ex is right. Because she called this years ago. She called it years ago. She pointed at my brother and said that he never wants to be responsible. That even having a form of responsibility around him, he shakes and he wants to run. What? Why do most badasses act like that? Like, yeah, 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 and then you're slammed with the situation. Oh, maybe. I mean, you guys watched it. Was it him saving her life, or was I the one? Because every time I walked in that room, hi baby, hello sweetness. Every time I walked in that room, you left. Just like every time I walked in with Dad, you left. Hi baby, hi baby. Yes. Oh yeah. Say hi, mama. Say hi, baby. Hi. Yes, I know. I love you too. You and I, right? Why do they love you so much? Maybe because I actually care about them. I don't treat them like possessions. I treat them like my kids. Maybe. Just maybe. Anyways. I think that's all for right now. I hope I got it all out. I don't know. We'll find out. Or I might go another few months before you see me again. Who knows?